Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. Welcome to the third episode of Intercept Insights. And hello, Richard. Hello, Gregor. How you doing?
I'm good, thanks. Yourself?
Yeah, good. Looking forward to the show.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Ever since the first episode, I've been excited to record another one every week. That's pretty good. Yeah, and we're 1 week ahead of build, so it's going to be exciting. Just to let everyone know, we're going to do a special show on Microsoft Build, and not on the Thursday, but probably on the Friday or maybe the Monday after, to discuss what we've seen at Build, what that will mean, how you can use it. Just share our passion, share our thoughts on that. And with that, we also did a lot of stuff last week. It's been a busy week, I think. So let's go into the weekly retrospective. Richard, what have you been up to?
So this week, I've done a tiny bit of AKS, tiny bit of Windows containers, and quite a bit of networking. So trying to sort out network security groups, looking at making sure this bit can't talk to this bit, trying to make it all super secure as much as possible, looking at ways to route traffic out through different VPN gateways and other bits and pieces like that. So a bit different to my normal AKS, and it's been quite fun.
How about networking?
Gregor? Yeah, networking. Bad word, isn't it, really?
Yeah. Glad you're doing that, not me.
Yeah, I bet.
So this week I have been doing workshops. So we did a workshop, myself and Wesley did a deep dive governance workshop. So that was governance and policies. So that was quite good. And then I've been kind of doing a lot of prep for the Octopus Deploy webinar. So I was doing an Octopus Deploy webinar with Derek, which was titled How to Accelerate Your Azure DevOps Pipeline and Pass with Octopus Deploy. So I've been doing quite a bit of that. I finished off my document for helping customers move to SaaS from basically on-premise, and filling out my build schedule. I'm doing a bit of that as well.
Oh yeah, I did it as well. But that SaaS document, that about software architectures and
yes, things to think about when you have an on-premise solution, and all the things you need to think about multi-tenant, single tenants, because it's quite different when you go from one app to multi-tenant apps. There's quite a lot to think about that a lot of people probably don't even realize. It's quite complicated. So yeah, there's quite a lot to it. So give that to the customer. Yeah, no, it's quite interesting stuff. Still to write a document on going to the marketplace. That's the next thing I need to do.
Azure Marketplace.
Yes.
Good luck with that.
Good.
Document all the steps. try and figure it out. It's quite complicated.
It's got a lot of steps. It's once you're in, but to go through the whole motion, it's a lot of marketing as well. I find that's always the difficult part with going to the marketplace. We as technical people, we build the epic stuff, we deploy it to the marketplace. But then to have your offering there, you need to have the right images, the right marketing, maybe a video here and there. See that's a lot of work as well. Yeah.
What about yourself, Wesley? What have you been up to this week?
I've been working on some IoT stuff with a new customer, which is really interesting, an IoT edge solution in Africa.
Nice.
Which is pretty cool. It's we'll probably do some writing about that at some point, but it's the stuff that changes people's lives, right? You've been involved as well, Greg, at some point. It's cool stuff. So now we're looking at the internet traffic, kind of messages we're going to send. So what the best IoT solution or setup is really. So of course it's going to be IoT hub, but how we're going to communicate from that edge and how much processing we're going to do at the edge. So I've been doing some research on that, having talks with the customers. So that's interesting. Also been working on the marketplace leads to HubSpot API or Azure Function, if you will. We've got a question about integrating some marketplace generated leads. So Azure Marketplace is there again. When someone clicks your lead, clicks the offering, they want to have a lead generated. You want that to your CRM, Microsoft CRM or Dynamics, stuff like that is supported, but HubSpot is not. So And on one hand, you could say, why not? On the other hand, if you've seen HubSpot and all the customization it brings, it's really hard to standardize an integration with that. So we've been writing some code for that. I actually did a blog post about it a couple of weeks ago, which is, it's good. It works, just a lot of fine tuning, a lot of testing, a lot of lead generation. But customers happy, we're happy. It's just a fun project to work on. And of course, the governance workshop where we did some Azure policy infrastructure as code, which was quite interesting. And maybe we should do like some kind of write-up on how we build our terminals, because that was one question that came back. So how do you make it look so pretty? I know that Richard has something really awesome. It's even published to the Oh My Parse repository, I think, your theme. And so now we just refer to the popular blog posts about that. Maybe we should do some write-up ourselves at some point.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, that's been my week. We got a question from chat. Oh, we see Dan is here. Hi, Dan. We got Rini. Rini was on the show last week, asking a question: what Microsoft sessions should we definitely not miss? Microsoft build sessions, yes, that is next week.
So
well, let's talk a
little. One of the sessions not to miss is the keynote, obviously. Just gonna put that out there. Don't miss the keynote.
Yeah, Matt Ruzinovich has always got something good as well. I've not actually had a look at that yet, but I'm pretty sure he'll have something that's good.
What sessions did you sign up for?
So I've got a list of a few here. Well, do you want to go first, Richard?
No, carry on.
Okay, so I've got harness the power of data in your applications with Azure. I've got building well-architected secure applications with Azure, and getting traction with GitHub Actions. So that's just, and also microservices made easy with Dapper. So I'm going to have a look at those things.
Oh, nice.
All right. What about you, Richard?
So I've got build cloud native applications that run anywhere. And,
I got that one.
Yeah, me too, actually.
And modernize applications using containers, obviously, because that's what I love. Those are probably the ones I'm looking forward to the most.
Cool.
Oh. Yeah. For me, it's modernizing the application, modernize applications using containers. Sign up for that one. About the cloud native applications, the same one as you are. And I signed up for a couple of IoT sessions, which seem really interesting. I think there is a session which you have to RSVP for. So if you want to do that, be quick about it before there's no time left. It's called Connect IoT Data to HoloLens 2 with Azure Digital Twins and Unity. That's something that really popped out for me. So I think, see if we can learn some more about that. Yeah, I've never actually seen or played with HoloLens other than the videos that are out there. So really looking if there's some new stuff there to learn. So we need definitely check those out.
I feel like you need to buy a HoloLens for next week now, so you can play with it and test it.
Looking at Rini in the comments now.
We should have a company HoloLens that we can pass around.
We should all have a company HoloLens.
Meetings in VR.
It'd be amazing.
All right. Yeah, so then I think that was pretty much the week. We're going to look at what's new in Azure in a bit, and then we're going to go to our guest, which I'm really excited about. I'm so excited about the guest. We have a great question. But first, what's new in Azure?
So what's new in Azure then? There's been quite a few little announcements in Azure this week. The biggest one for everyone really is Windows Virtual Desktop Web Client is going to end support for Internet Explorer 11. So that means Internet Explorer 11 is dead. So everyone, if you're using it, get rid of it now. You've got until the 30th of September. So definitely stop using it. Use the new Edge. It's so much better. There's a few other little bits and pieces, but nothing major. Anything else you guys see?
No, I had a chance to keep an eye on it today, this week, sorry. So, no, just I saw Internet Explorer's dead. So.
Well, there is one that I should have known about, but Richard pointed out to me. It's the general availability of the IoT Hub Service API support for Azure Active Directory-based access control. Should definitely get into that. But Richard pointed out, so know that is GA now. And about new features, that's something that's particularly interesting. Richard has a knack for finding new stuff in AKS before it's on the internet. So he actually wrote a blog post about one of those features. But tell us about that. How do you get into that new stuff? Because it's like you find it, you blog about it, and then Microsoft announces it.
It's quite easy, really. You just sort of go on the GitHub page, because Microsoft are developing everything like in the open now for the AKS CLI. So you just go in there, find the preview extension, look through the pull requests, see what's changed, and then you just make sure you update to that version, and then you can just play with it, test it, and you find the feature request by listing all the features, and maybe you need to install that, but it tells you. And then you just play with it, and then you blog it. It's really simple. And then you just go to the AKS roadmap and just update people's comments and say, you can actually do this now. Please look at my blog post. It's a bit of a naughty secret, but it definitely keeps you up to date. And with fast pace changing, it needs to be done, I think.
That's the power of open source, right?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
But you always seem to figure it out and surprise everyone with the new stuff coming before it's announced. That's pretty cool. All right, and then so what's new in Azure? Obviously, Build. Do know that you need to sign up for Build, or you don't need to. We recommend you do it. There's going to be some great sessions. I think there are some pre-recorded sessions, but there's also a good list of live sessions and sessions that are repeated, so that everyone in every time zone can see it and take their time, watch it on their own time. So that's really, really good. I saw that I signed up for a session at 11 p.m. and Richard signed up for one at 3 p.m. It's the same session. So I should probably take a note that we actually have the different options. Really looking forward to it. Looking forward to Build. We'll post some stuff on social, and we're going to do a dedicated session on Microsoft Build. Share some information. And then for our next part, we have a guest, and we're going to add that guest in a second. She's been connected to the community for a long, long time. Everyone knows her. She's been connected through Microsoft to Intercept as well for a long time. I think it's our dedicated Microsoft contact as well. We always look forward to our bi-weekly calls, which is great, and I think a lot of the stuff that happened on the stream and how it came to be is also thanks to her. And with that, we'll add in our guest.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I am so excited. I actually woke up on my own at 5:30 because I knew I had this to look forward to today. So thank you for having me. I just love when we get to connect.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. Thanks for getting up so early.
Yeah, definitely. That's great. Yeah, and I just mentioned that you share a lot of information and ideas on how we could do this and how we could be like this in the community with a podcast, with a stream. So thanks for that. We learned a lot from you.
Good.
Obviously, you're already really successful with what you do with Easy, with Head in the Cloud, Heart in the Community. So that's a good example to us.
Thank you. We have so much fun doing that.
Yeah. We can tell. It's lovely to watch. Yeah, you also always have great guests. That's amazing.
Well, that's the thing. If you ask someone to be on the show, worst thing they can say is no. And that's it. You go on to the next.
Very true.
Yeah, that is very true. Yeah. So, Holly, we do have some questions for you today.
Go for it.
And we'll talk a bit around it as well. But I think Rich is going to start with the first question and see how far we get, see what we can learn from you.
Okay.
So we're going to go in easy. The easy question is, how did you get into tech?
So it's kind of a funny story. It's not the traditional way that most did. I'm actually a Las Vegas native, born and raised, and I was running around hotels since I was a little kid and ended up falling into a job in law enforcement. So I worked in law enforcement for about 10 years. So I did everything you can think of, from ride-alongs to in-station reports to booking, releasing, and after I got thrown into a wall when an inmate was trying to escape, I decided, this is probably, I should probably step out at this point. Got back into hospitality. I did every front of house thing you could think of. I actually opened a hotel in Las Vegas. So it taught me my program management experience because I wore every hat in the book. Ended up moving to Seattle for my family. My husband's family is based in Seattle. So when we had our first baby, I moved here, worked in a hotel again, and realized I needed something that was going to give me like a real career, something that I can stay with long term. So of course I went to Microsoft, started as an admin. The team said, you can do a program manager, you know that, right? And so I left for 2 years just to kind of reset, came back as a program manager on Intune and configuration manager, and I've never looked back.
Awesome.
Wow.
What a journey.
Yeah, that's an interesting journey. Yeah, very cool. Okay, so I've got the next question. Holly, you spend a lot of time contributing your own personal time to promote the community. Why is the community important to you?
So I think because of my hospitality background, I have been groomed to create experiences for people. And I've taken that with me because the more I got to learn the community that we have in the tech world, it's amazing. The humans that make up our tech community are passionate, they are impressive, they are intelligent, and we forget that all of these very cool services, AI and machine learning and IoT, everybody thinks, oh, the bots are taking over. But what people forget is that at the end of the day, there's a human behind that bot. And if you weren't coding, creating, and using your wisdom and your passion for technology, we would not be where we are. So I have found that by humanizing the technology, it brings a whole different level of passion. And I think that this community is amazing. And I've been blessed to now work with customer, partner, and MVP. So I truly love it. I love sharing the stories. I love humanizing technology and bringing your passion into an actual story that makes technology relevant.
That's great. I think it's amazing that you humanize IT and you actually do that. That's also a lot of the feedback that I usually give to Microsoft. What about the program? We'll talk about the program that you're working on a bit, but what about the program? Well, Holly humanizes IT, and what should be said as well. Holly usually says that she doesn't have that much of a tech background. But
I do.
As a partner, we communicate with Holly a lot, and we can throw. So I can be really elaborate about what I want to say, right? So I go describe a technical problem. I tell it to Holly, and then she summarizes it in 3 sentences.
I do my best.
And then I'm like, I could have said that in 3 sentences, and she gets exactly to the point. Like, so what that's amazing. I think that's one of your great skills. So we've got another question, and I think Gregor came up with most of this part, but I love it. So if you would ask one of your kids, what superpower does mom have? What would they say?
So it was funny. I called them in because I wanted their little voice to be heard, right? I didn't want to make it up. So I actually asked them, and my first daughter thought about it for a while, and she said, the way you take care of the family and all the meals you cook. She said, you're a really good cook. And I thought, oh, that's so sweet, because usually you hear about how kids hate their parents cooking. And my youngest one actually made me laugh. I said, what is mommy's superpower? And she said, the amount of groceries you can carry in from the car.
All right.
That's brilliant.
So you don't fly. You cannot be invisible. You're a great cook.
It's my strength to carry in groceries.
All right. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Right.
So we've got another question for you. You don't have to answer this one, but it could be a fun one. What is the most embarrassing moment that you're willing to share with us?
Okay, so I have a lot because I'm a klutz. I put my foot in my mouth quite often. I mean, I have a whole list, but I think the one that's most interesting was when I lost my car. And so I worked in a hotel, and I parked where I shouldn't be parking because it was just an easier walk at the end of my day. And there was construction happening because it's Vegas. We're constantly, demoing buildings. And so I left my car over the weekend, came back, did my shift, went to my car, and it was gone. And so then I called hotel security for Bellagio. I then called the towing company for the construction that was happening. When nobody could find my car, I then called the police, reported it as stolen. So then all of my team knew that I had reported it stolen. The police had to come in to do a report. And the next day, my husband said, let's just go on a whim that maybe you actually parked where you're supposed to. No, I know I didn't. I never park where I'm supposed to. Let's drive the parking lot. Drive the parking lot. Oh, there's my car. So now I have to call security again. Then I had to call the police department again, who then 2 police officers had to come in while I was working. I then had to drive in a police car to my car to verify that it was actually mine. So yeah, that was pretty embarrassing because everybody knew.
Done something similar. I went to Disney and parked in the ET car park, and it was like the other ET car park. And I was like, spent like 4 hours trying to find my car.
Yeah, and they were so sweet. They were like, "Oh, this happens all the time." I'm like, "Yeah, no, it doesn't."
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but thank you.
Okay, so how did you and Izzy get into Head in the Cloud having a community? Tell us all about that.
So we've actually never met in person. And this is where, we have all kinds of negative things that Corona's created, right? But we realized that we had this genuine friendship. We did this funny teaser video where we did a dance off and we were harassing our friends, and it basically went viral. And we thought, whether you're laughing at us or with us, you're laughing. And we realized that we both genuinely, Izzy and I, have this passion for community. And so since we can't see you in person, we can't travel, we can't hug you, we can't run the events that we do, let's virtually travel and share these awesome stories, because Corona's also created all these side hustles that people are doing. Richard, you wrote a book. Other people are doing their own outside of technology ventures, whether they're writing a book, they're doing dresses, they're creating their own code and putting it on GitHub, and they're creating books about Azure, and they're doing virtual events that nobody really knew about. And so we thought, instead of focusing on the negative, let's humanize technology. Let's pick humans all over the world, in Microsoft and outside Microsoft, MVPs, partners, and let's share their story. And we're so glad we did, because we have our own little community now that's following this positive, happy journey. So it's worth the time and the effort. And it's a great partnership that Izzy and I have. We basically take each of our strengths, partner together, share it 50-50. And it's just been such a fun journey. And we will do a live stream when we meet in person. That's the deal.
Oh, wow.
Awesome. Look forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that'd be great.
It'll be fun.
Who's traveling to who then?
It's a 50-50. If there's something here in the States for MVP, she'll probably come here. But if I'm lucky, I'll get to go there. So we'll see. Not sure yet.
All right. Yeah, definitely look forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you were to pick a destination, where would you travel to?
Italy.
Italy? Why Italy?
I have wanted to go to Italy my entire life. And for whatever reason, it's not happened yet. And my stepfather who raised me, he's Italian. My, daughter, her name is Isabella Gianna. So I've just always had this passion for this beautiful country full of love and yummy food and good wine. And I'm obsessed with the culture and the architecture and the hospitality that you have in that culture. So the beauty, the food, the wine, I'm in.
It's lovely there. Yeah. I went to Sorrento once 3 or 4 years ago, and it's just amazing. It's so nice, but the driving is very crazy. Like all these country roads
I've
and
heard
big buses, and it's like I thought I was going to die, but it's perfect. Definitely go.
Any part, Rennie. Any part. Just take me.
So I think I've got another question for you. So in your family, who's the best Among Us player? Because I'm hoping you've got some practicing ready for when we're all going to play.
Oh, yeah, no, Bella. And actually, so she's my oldest, and she keeps asking me daily when my friends at Intercept are going to play Among Us with her. And she's so funny. She actually got she basically gave me an executive briefing on how to play Among Us, what the different roles are in Among Us, and then she did a sleepover with my in-laws, which my mother-in-law worked for Microsoft for years. She's now at Amazon. My father-in-law works at Microsoft. He's also on Azure Portal as a dev lead. And she somehow convinced the entire family to play Among Us live, told everybody the rules. And so they all played live in the house because the rule was off devices. So she said, fine, I still want to play Among Us, and I'm going to school all of you how to do it off a device, which I thought was pretty impressive.
That's really cool.
That's
really cool.
Yeah, we got that planned for next Friday.
Next Friday.
Yay!
Hopefully next Friday we'll play a game.
It'll be fun.
It will be. It will be. Yeah, and I think we've got one more question before we go to the speed questions, which Greg is gonna throw you a bunch of questions. But before we move to that, you work at Microsoft.
Yep.
We work a lot together as a partner. What exactly do you do?
So with my role, I am a program manager on Azure customer experience. So I sit in the partner world. So I basically have two hats. And one is the fundamental concept of what my team does is we're here to collect feedback, technical feedback, themes, trends across all of Azure services. And so my role in working with the three of you, we started what's called the North Star Partner Program. So it's a small boutique program for hand-selected customers where I have 8 customers that are partners that I get to work with. And my job is to meet with our partners, share your story, share what you're doing in the partner ecosystem, because often it's behind the scenes and nobody knows how this ACR is happening or this new deployment's happening for our customers. So I get to share your story with my entire leadership team that goes all the way up to our CVP. And I feel very proud about that because you're doing amazing work. So not only do I get to share your story, but through this program, you help better Azure services, because when you're giving me this feedback, it doesn't just go into a black hole. I get to then share it with the engineering team, and it doesn't just become this random dedicated piece of feedback sitting in an Excel spreadsheet or an ADO somewhere. I get to say, hey, here's the actual impact that we're having. Here's the blocker. Here's the P0 and why it's a P0 and how this is impacting our customers. So it becomes live feedback. And that's where I enjoy talking to you, because when you share your feedback with me, I get to dig in a little deeper. So when I share it, it becomes a customer use case scenario versus just a partner ask. And that's really important. And you had talked, Gregor, about you're going to be using Azure Marketplace here soon. I want all the feedback that you can give me, because the other hat that I wear is I review feedback on Azure Marketplace from all of our different programs. So however we're ingesting feedback, and then I share it with our engineering team to say, hey, here's the use case, here's what happened, here's why the time allocation became a hindrance, or all the marketing misses. So what I do love about working at Microsoft is when we say we care about your feedback, we truly do, and we have programs just to generate technical feedback to make our products better, and it's through your voice. So thank you guys for being a part of it. I love it.
It's a great program. I love the collaboration.
It's fun.
Yep.
It is. So time for speed questions.
Ooh, okay, right? Let's go. Let's do it.
Okay. Right, here we go. So beer or wine?
Wine.
I think I don't answer most of these. Vegas or Seattle?
Oh, Seattle.
Community or business?
Community or what?
Business.
Oh, community, hands down, always.
Star Wars or Star Trek?
Don't be mad, but Star Trek, and it's because I used to watch it all the time with my dad growing up.
It's all right. We're all just leaving.
I know. Wesley's like, I'm out.
Physical events or virtual events?
Oh, live, always.
Go camping or book a hotel?
Hotel.
Microsoft Inspire or Microsoft Ignite?
Oh, that's hard. That's not even a fair question. My heart's in both places. You know what? I'll say Microsoft Ignite, because then I get everybody, customer, partner, and MVP.
Okay. Switzerland or Italy?
Italy.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Okay. What about you?
My little poppy cat, my little dog.
Really, well, Star Trek?
Mm.
But it's only because of my growing up every Sunday. That's what my dad and I did. We got ice cream and we sat and we watched Star Trek together. So it's more of an emotional behind the scenes, but my kids would always say Star Trek or Star Wars.
Okay. Just also want to say hello to Anis and Lynn, who are also tuning in. So welcome along.
Oh, yes. Yes.
So yes, I want all the marketplace feedback. I can't wait to read your blog about your new customer and the IoT ventures that you're doing. The book that Richard just released, I think it's amazing that it's out there for everybody to get access to for free. I mean, that just shows that you have a genuine passion for teaching people about AKS, and it also shows Microsoft's need to not only support the work that you're doing as an MVP, but how much they value you for the fact that they want to share it so that anybody can download it. I think it's awesome. So anybody listening, download his IKS book.
Yep.
All right. Well, I think we're done with the questions.
Well, I'm just happy you guys had me on the show today. This was such a good way to start my Thursday.
Yeah, but it's early. How do you do it at 7 a.m.? How do you do it?
Oh, I get to hang out with the three of you. So why not?
Yeah, that's the right answer. But no, I really appreciate it. So episode 1 and 2, you were all also there in chat, waking up early. So really appreciate that.
Well, I'm here to support all of your efforts. I think what you are doing to market Intercept, but from a human perspective and personalize who the people are in Intercept and your genuine passion for Azure, I will absolutely always support that. I will also support the fact that Rennie has asked, what color of a HoloLens do you want? And nobody's yet to answer. So I think you should snag that.
Yeah.
I'm calling him in a bit.
Sounds good. Let me know when you unbox it. I think that needs to be its own show of unboxing your HoloLens. I actually did get to play with the HoloLens when I was on Intune, and it was very cool. So let me know.
Will do. Yeah, I saw one. I think it was the keynote at Inspire, the last one. That was, I think that was a HoloLens and some Minecraft and stuff, and some augmented reality. That stuff is amazing.
Yeah.
And I think that's also the power of the public cloud and of Microsoft Azure. It feels so. I'm getting more and more into IoT development right now, and I always thought that is way too difficult. But then you start reading the documentation. You have the SDKs. You've got really good video. So it's all accessible technology. You just have to figure out your use case, and you can get started. So that's good stuff about Microsoft Azure for me, at least.
Well, and I think the avenue you're going down right now, Wesley, with IoT, it's so impactful right now because of COVID. When we think about the ways that IoT is bettering things like grocery stores, banks, deliveries, and especially with HoloLens, the work that we're doing with HoloLens in the medical industry is so powerful. And the way that we're able to connect and better, it's hospitals that are taking care of human bodies, but using Microsoft IoT and Azure to do so. So you're going down the right path there, Wesley. I'm excited to see what you do in your next blog post on it.
I'll be sharing a lot of it. All right. So with that, we want to thank you for your time.
Yes, this was fun. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for coming on.
I appreciate it.
Wish you a good day. Thank you.
You too.
Izzy is here now.
Izzy's just arrived.
Wait. We have to say hi to Izzy.
Have to wait, Izzy.
Izzy!
Yeah. We'll ask Izzy on the show as well at some point.
That's right.
She's interested. Yeah, all right. But, sorry, Izzy. We just did all the questions. You can watch it back. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Holly. Enjoy the rest of your morning. Hopefully you can ease into the rest of the day, maybe have some extra coffee.
I'll need it. Thank you, guys. This was so much fun. Take care, and we'll definitely reshare this.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
That was fun.
That was great.
That was really fun.
That was really good. All right. I think we have one more thing we need to talk about, and that is some fun facts. First, I need to find a button to remove. Yes, there we go. All right, yeah, it's time for fun facts. All right, Gregor, you got a fun fact?
I've got 3 actually. Yeah. So next week, myself and Richard both get vaccinated for the first time. So that's an interesting fact.
Super excited for that.
Got my blue letter in. You get a blue letter in Scotland from the NHS. So got mine in this morning. Also, I am off tomorrow and Monday, so that's a fun fact for me.
What you doing?
Golf tournament. So I'm playing a golf tournament Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So that'll be nice. Recovering on Monday. And the last fun fact is next week we've got a workshop with over 175 attendees, mainly from Africa. So that'll be good.
175.
Yep.
Oh, you're presenting.
Yes.
What you're talking about?
It's the workshop Azure Fundamentals next week.
All right. What's your part? What session will you do? What will you talk about?
Innovation.
Oh.
Innovation with
the app services.
App services. That's the one I couldn't think of the name there.
Oh,
yep.
I like that. I like that session. Session.
That'll be good.
Nice.
All right.
What about yourself, Wesley? What's your fun facts?
I don't have any fun fact today. I have also.
Tell me a fun fact about Intercept. That's something I probably don't know.
Everything is a fun fact about Intercept. All right, got one.
Okay.
So we're in the scale-up phase right now. When we didn't start, we're a small company. I joined Intercept. We were like 4 or 5 people, and so if you joined Intercept, then it was commonly known that you probably gained a couple of pounds over the year. We called them the Intercept kilos. You got them with your contract. Because basically, when we were small, we would work insane hours. We would do everything to get it done, right? So you put in a lot of time. And but we were really close to the city, as in where you can buy the food. You can just take out. And we did that a lot of times in the week. Which and then we also had, the bag of M&Ms. I think you keep eating from that. So yeah, that's a fun fact. I think they were commonly known as the Intercept kilos that you get. Not happening anymore, but yeah, when you're small and you go that fast, then that happens. That's a fun fact.
So my fun fact for myself personally is this weekend, thanks to the COVID lockdown being eased, I can actually see my mum, who I haven't seen since summer of last year. So that's quite cool for me.
Oh, that's nice.
So yeah, super excited for that. We're hopefully going to go off and go see some puffins around some islands up in Newcastle, Northumberland way. So that should be really fun. Nice little boat trip out to sea.
All right, that's nice. And so you're gonna finish painting before your mum comes on?
Yes, yeah, I got to do that.
Richard is painting the house.
Yes, a lot of work, but we're getting there slowly.
As he wants to know, are the cows got names on the field?
Yeah. Do the cows have names? They don't have names, but let's name them. Well, all right. So let's do that. Come up with the most original name, and we'll add them to the background. We'll do little arrows. That is, that's a challenge for everyone. Name the cows. That's a good one. All right.
Oh, there's Carl just joined.
Yes. Hey, Carl. And another fun fact, actually, we have next month, I think, in June, we have a new colleague from the UK joining.
We do.
Yeah.
In
fact, it's not just one, it's actually 2. One's been announced and you have to wait for the second one.
Yeah. Second one didn't announce yet.
No, it's not yet. So we're going to keep that quiet and then everyone can wait until maybe
we'll
the
see in
2nd of June. Yeah.
All right. Amazing. All right. I think, that's it for the fun facts. I think that's it for 39 minutes. I think that's it for the show for today.
Agreed. Yeah.
And,
that's good. Enjoyed that.
Yeah. And next week, we'll talk about build. We'll get a guest in as well. But all the good build stuff we'll do in a separate show. just so everyone knows, we'll do a dedicated one on build. We'll announce it next Friday. We're playing Among Us. That's going to be good. Yeah, so stay tuned and, well, keep a lookout for next week. And, wish you all a good day. See you next week.
Bye, everyone.
So yeah,
Cheers.
thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks for
Bye.
joining.